What is going on, guys? Welcome to what would have been another episode of Ninja Review. It's not an episode of Ninja Review because I've been getting a lot of troll submissions, and I wanted to take this time to explain to you guys why I feel the way I do about what I would call modern skateboarding. One thing you guys hear from me all the time is don't take your foot off the board and don't grab the board with your hands. Now, a lot of that is me exaggerating, but there is some truth to that, and I'm gonna give you guys a real life example that applies to me. So let's say I'm skating a street spot or maybe a skate park with a big quarter pipe, or a street spot with maybe something you would go up, stall, and come down. If this spot is too gnarly for me to be able to blunt fakie, or maybe I'm just too tired, or maybe I'm not in the mood to really battle or grind for a trick, then what I'll do instead of blunt fakie is I'll blunt stall, I'll grab the nose and pull it back in. Why? Because that makes the trick easier. That's just one example for me that I actually experienced last weekend when Revive was in town. But can you imagine if your entire skateboard career came down to you choosing the easy route every single time? You might as well be a scooter rider, right? Isn't that the main reason I hate on scooter riding? Because the learning curve becomes so easy that there's no skill required to learn the first 10 or so tricks. Skateboarding used to be like that. Learning how to ollie on a skateboard is not an easy thing to do. Even now, with all these internet resources, trick tips, braille, skate support, and shit like that, learning how to ollie still is a real grind. But imagine if instead of learning ollie, you learn these weird bonelesses and no complies, then you essentially, at least the way I'm explaining it, you turn skateboarding into scootering because you took something that would have been difficult, that would have been a grind, and you've made it into easy mode. I'm gonna take the easy way out instead of experiencing that grind that traditionally skateboarders had to go through. Let's switch lanes for a second and talk about dress code. This is something I always make fun of people for in Ninja Review, and the current state of skateboarding is no longer to stand out, but either to blend in or to look really weird. And now, looking really weird has become blending in. And maybe you're thinking, well, Steve, people did that in the 90s all the time. That shit was lame as fuck. I kind of agree, but I have a counter argument. Let's take Chad Muska, for example. He was at one time really famous for skating with a boombox. He looked kind of weird. He made Muska beats that were hip-hop beats, but they were really bad. And he was a really recognizable skateboarder. He wore these big headbands that would dangle behind him. Sometimes they would hang out of his pocket. To be objective to my argument, you would have to call him sort of a skateboarding clown back in the day. Sort of like today, we have a lot of skateboarding clowns. Everyone's just striving to look weird and be different and have weird music and whatever. But here's the difference. When Chad Muska fell on a trick, he was risking something. He was risking a broken arm or a broken leg or slamming his nuts on a rail, versus the weird clown skateboarders now. All they're doing is putting their foot on the ground, throwing the skateboard at a wall, and hoping the skateboard spins in such a way that maybe they can jump, land on it, and do a fucking Fortnite dance. And to me, that is the difference between these guys from the 90s trying to stick out versus these modern skateboarders. That being said, obviously I'm not referring to all of you guys, and I'm not referring to all of modern skateboarding, but go on Instagram and you'll know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, so please don't take me out of context. Skateboarding used to require confidence in the idea that you're going to land this trick. Consistency. That's even what we judged skateboarding contests off of. In fact, you're not gonna be able to skate a big handrail if you're not confident and if you haven't done that trick several times in the past. But one thing you will be able to do, tray flip, and then right when the board lands, scoop it at the last second, do a 180 no comply, and then go, wow, that's on Instagram, cool, Fortnite dance time. Maybe you're thinking, hey, Steve, Ninja Lifestyle, why do you care so much? And in reality, I don't care that much. I'm here to entertain you guys. I'm here to give you guys my thoughts. Sometimes for you to laugh at me, and sometimes maybe for me to teach you. But what I see happening right now is not the evolution of skateboarding, because that's something a lot of you guys like to use as an excuse. For me, it's the de-evolution of skateboarding. It's like that Mario movie they had.
Evil. Back to simpler forms. Go Goomba! Join the Goombas!
skateboarding is essentially becoming way more friendly and way more easy for people who aren't willing to grind, and that's not the skateboarding I want to live in. I like to look at a person on the street and see them do a kickflip up a curb and feel like we share something. Even if it's something small, we have this one small bond because only we know how hard it was to originally learn kickflip. And the better you get, and the better I get, and the better skateboarders get, you sort of have this growing bond, and everyone respects the grind that everyone else has had to go through. I imagine, like, small scale, sort of like people who've been in the military and they see another military guy and they're just like, hey, I know what you went through. I feel like that used to exist for skateboarding, but no more. Or at least it's de-evolving, like I said earlier. I feel like there's less of that every single day. In fact, I don't remember the last Ninja review that I got where someone did a handrail or someone kickflipped a big set of stairs. But I can guarantee you the last 20 submissions I've gotten definitely had bonelesses, definitely had no complies, definitely had toe drags, definitely had manuals that didn't make sense. And again, we're just making skateboarding into easy mode. I'm not saying everyone has to skate perfectly all the time, but I feel like there just used to be a standard, and that standard has been lowered so much. In fact, they've almost made younger skateboarders not want to have a standard. Because then you're saying, oh, you want me to skateboard this way? Ha! Skateboarding's all about self-expression. I'm gonna skateboard my way, the easy way. And if you don't like it, you're just a hater. Weird flex, old man. Grow the fuck up, get with the times. I don't feel like skateboarding is just passing me by. In fact, there's a lot of things that are going on weird in skateboarding that I haven't even talked about today. Then again, weird is the new cool, so I'm interested in your guys' thoughts. Maybe I'm just the old man. Maybe back in my day we used to walk 20 miles and do handrails, and now the kids don't know the value of a goddamn sack on a kinked rail, goddammit. Then again, maybe I'm missing something really important, so I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in a comment below, and if you are still a true grinder, a real skateboarder, please feel free to send me your Ninja review footage. All you have to do is find me on Facebook, type in Ninja Lifestyle, and send me a link to the HD YouTube video in question. I'll add it to my list, or I'll just fucking ignore you, because if you're going to attempt to send me a video of you and your friends doing bonelesses and no complies and dancing all weird to weird music with some dumb animations on the screen with zooms in and zooms out, half Instagram footage, half not, half vertical footage, half VX footage, then save us both some time. Don't submit that fucking footage. I don't care about it, and clearly you didn't care about it when you made it. That's it. Those are my thoughts. I'm looking forward to reading your guys' comments, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Kuna Matata, bitches.